I have the time as 7:33, so I will call the public hearing and regular business meeting of the mayor and council for the city of Snellville, Georgia, Monday, February 12th, 2024 to order. We do have a quorum. We have all our members present, and we'll start tonight with an invocation to be given by Mike Sabag.
Good evening. Let's bow for the invocation tonight. Almighty God, as we gather tonight in this great city of Snellville to carry out the people's business and serve our community, we humbly seek your guidance, goodness, and mercy. We invite your presence among us through the power of your Holy Spirit. Strengthen our focus, grant us leadership, and bestow wisdom upon us all, particularly the esteemed City Council leaders, to help make these decisions for tonight and uphold the greater good. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mike. And now we'll please stand for the pledge to be led by our city attorney, Chuck Ross.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And tonight we have a couple of proclamations under our ceremonial matters. The first is one we've been doing for the past several years, and it's always my honor. Proclamation 2024-02. Go Red for Women, American Heart Month. Whereas cardiovascular disease kills more women than all forms of cancer combined, and yet only 44% of women recognize that cardiovascular disease is their greatest health threat. And whereas the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women movement was launched in 2004 with the goal of raising awareness and fighting a woman's greatest health threat, cardiovascular disease. Today, Go Red for Women not only advocates for the health of all women, funds life-saving research, and educates women across the United States and around the world, but is committed to removing the unique barriers women face to experiencing better health and well-being. Whereas with the knowledge that 80% of cardiac events can be prevented with education and lifestyle changes, Go Red aims to encourage all women to make a commitment to take charge of their own heart health, as well as those that they can't bear to live without. And whereas as part of the American Heart Association's initiative to raise awareness of cardiovascular disease, the month of February is recognized as American Heart Month, and the first Friday in February has been recognized as National Wear Red Day to encourage women to go red by wearing red, living a healthy lifestyle, and spreading awareness of heart disease to other women. And whereas to raise awareness of an often overlooked facet of heart health, February 22nd is observed as Heart Valve Disease Awareness Day to increase recognition of the specific risks and symptoms of heart valve disease, improve detection and treatment, and save lives. Now, therefore, I, Barbara Bender, Mayor of the City of Snellville, where everybody's proud to be somebody, do hereby join with the City Council and the citizens of Snellville to proclaim the month of February as Go Red for Women, American Heart Month, and encourage residents to participate in Heart Valve Disease Awareness Day and to go red to raise awareness for heart disease and the steps we can all take to prevent it. Proclaimed this 12th day of February, 2024. And to receive the proclamation tonight, we have again Miss Kimberly Goodlow, who is celebrating her 15th anniversary from having open heart surgery. So she has dedicated her life to raising awareness for women's heart health. So we'll come up, and if you want to say a few words too.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mayor Bender, and your entire team for honoring American Heart Month. I am totally committed to raising awareness. Today, I celebrate my 15th open heart procedure. Took place at St. Joseph Hospital on February 12, 2009. I stand before you as a heart valve disease survivor. I received a mechanical valve in my heart and a pacemaker, and I am a 14-year volunteer for the American Heart Association. I am totally committed to raising awareness and helping families live a healthier, happier lifestyle. Thank you so much.
And now we have Proclamation 2024-03, celebrating the life of Patricia Ann Vors Sims from July 30th, 1944, and she just passed on January 20th of 2024. Whereas it is with profound respect and gratitude that we honor the memory and legacy of Patricia Ann Vors Sims, known affectionately as Pat Sims, a devoted community servant and advocate. Whereas Pat Sims was born on July 30th, 1944 in Leavenworth, Kansas, and was raised in a family deeply committed to service, as her father served as a lawyer in the U.S. Army under the Judge Advocate General Corps. After graduating from Butler High School in Butler, Missouri in 1962, Pat Sims worked as a PBX operator in Kansas City before joining the United States Air Force in 1963, where she dutifully served her country until her honorable discharge in 1968. Whereas Pat Sims met her beloved husband, Mr. Truett Sims Jr. in Cheyenne, Wyoming, they were happily married for 54 years. Following her military service, Pat Sims continued her career as a PBX operator at Emory University in Atlanta through 1972. She later worked for the United States Post Office for over 12 years until her medical retirement in 1998. Beyond her professional endeavors, Pat Sims embodied the spirit of community service, dedicating her time and energy as a volunteer at the Southeast Gwinnett Cooperative Ministry, where she touched countless lives with her kindness, consultation, and compassion. And whereas Pat Sims was a trailblazer and founding member of the Snellville Flag Day, giving homage to Old Glory, which later evolved into Gwinnett Flag Day, a testament to her unwavering patriotism and commitment to honoring the American flag. Whereas throughout her life, Pat Sims promoted peace and harmony in local elections, serving as a trusted advisor and advocate for a fair and just democratic process. She was active in the Tea Party movement, the North Atlanta Women's Republican Party, and the Gwinnett Republican Party. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Barbara Bender, Mayor of the City of Snellville, Georgia, where everybody's proud to be somebody, do hereby join with our City Council and the citizens of Snellville to recognize and to celebrate the life of Patricia Ann Sims, whose selfless dedication to her country, community, and fellow citizens shall forever inspire us all. Proclaimed this 12th day of February 2024.
Mayor, can you allow him a minute? To the mayor and city council, I appreciate what you
done for my wife. So that's all.
And now for our last item under ceremonial matters, we have recognition of the award that the city received for passing the resolution for and taking the pledge for the City of Civility designation. Mayor Pro Tem Todd Warner was available to receive the reward at Cities United. Did you want to say anything?
Do I have a time limit? Of course. I had the opportunity to go down to the Cities United meeting of GMA down, went to the state capitol, and at the general meeting, the city was recognized with this award, and it is actually very few cities obtain this award, so it's actually quite an honor for us to have received it. So it was my honor to receive it on the behalf of not only my fellow mayor and council member, but all of the citizens of Snellville.
And now we'll move on to the minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes from January 22nd, 2024.
There's a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. We have no invited guests or committee or department reports, so we'll move to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting on February 12th, 2024.
There's a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
With a motion and a second, all in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. We have one item under our public hearing, item A, first reading resolution 2024-06, adoption of the 2045 comprehensive plan. And I will turn it over to the planning director, Jason Thompson, to make sense of this for us.
Thank you. It's complicated in the fact of how we adopt it as compared to our other codes, but what we're really here to do is to make everybody aware that the mayor and council plans to adopt the 2045 comprehensive plan at our next reading, our second reading, and we want to use this through resolution and not ordained as an ordinance, because that's how you adopt the comprehensive plan. It's outside of the city code in a separate document, but regardless, to remain consistent and as transparent as possible when adopting a plan as important as the 2045 comprehensive plan, we've asked that we open up the public hearing for any comments tonight in regards to the adoption of the plan as it's been submitted to DCA for ultimate approval by the state. It will then come back here for an official adoption through resolution at our next scheduled meeting. The website does have a copy of the plan. It's been vetted by the public, and then we'll get a little bit better description next time to the contents of the plan and any key highlights and changes from the 2040 comprehensive plan.
Any questions of council for Mr. Thompson? Nope. Thank you, Jason.
Clear as mud?
Yes.
Excellent.
So this is a public hearing item, so I will open the floor to public comment. For those who may not know, the Snellville 2045 Comprehensive Plan draft is on the website, and the website is snellville2045.org. So you're welcome to go and view the draft. As Jason indicated, we still have, it'll be the February 26th meeting where we will vote to approve that, assuming that DCA approves the draft before then. So we still do have some wiggle room if we have some changes or some clarifications that need to be made. But I will open the floor to public comment if anyone would like to come forward and speak on the comprehensive plan draft. Seeing no one coming forward, I will close the public comment and will entertain a motion. There's no motion, so we're not waiving this. Okay, so the public hearing is closed and we'll move on. There's nothing under the consent agenda, no old business. Several items under new business. We have item A, consideration and action on approval of the statewide mutual aid and assistance agreement. This is Georgia Emergency Management Act allows local governments the authority to make agreements between each other that and set up some ground rules for counties and cities to help one another if a disaster were to strike. These agreement terms are for 4 years. The last time we did this was in 2020. And so we are just updating and doing a renewal of our agreement with the county and all the other cities in the area. So is there a motion?
Motion to approve the statewide mutual aid and assistance agreement.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second? There is a motion and a second. Any comments by council? Then I will call for the vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. Now we have item B, consideration and action on surplus of 2 2008 Ford E350 Senior Center buses. So it is the 2 buses that I know all of you have probably seen in the City Hall parking lot quite often. We've had them for quite a few years and they are falling apart now. We've taken many field trips on those buses, and it is time to let them go. But the city, the Active Adult Center, I should call it, they've actually been doing more of their trips using chartered buses, and everybody is enjoying those a lot more than the senior buses that we had. So we are going to surplus these, and they will go up on the GovDeals website if anyone is interested in purchasing one. Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we consider the action to surplus the 2 2008 Ford E350 senior citizen buses.
There's a motion to approve the surplusing. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. Now we have item C, first reading, consideration and action on ordinance 2024-01, urban camping. Chuck, do you or Todd want to talk about that? Give an explanation of what it is, and then we'll do the motion.
So back at our planning retreat about a year ago, the code enforcement officers had brought to our attention some concerns about being able to enforce some of the problems they're having with what we refer to as urban camping. And so that has gone through kind of a process and did go by the wayside for a bit, but got back on our agenda. Gwinnett County already has a ordinance for urban camping, as well as the city of Lawrenceville and also the cities of Lilburn. So we are simply making sure we're in line with their ordinances. And what this will do is anywhere where there is public property, so that is Briscoe Park, the Town Green, the Grove area, any of our city streets and sidewalks. If there is a person who is storing their belongings or has set up a tent or is otherwise residing there, they first have to be informed that they can't do that on public property, and they also can't impede the entry or exit into public buildings or public spaces. And then once they have been notified of that, they can be asked to be removed from those places.
Thank you, Chuck. Is there a motion?
Motion to waive the first reading on ordinance 2024-01 and to place it on the February 26, 2024 agenda for a second reading and public hearing.
There is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a motion and a second. I will just reiterate, this is an ordinance, so it does take two readings. This is our first reading tonight, so it'll be February 26th. If anybody's got any questions, concerns, thoughts, or ideas, they can feel free to email the council. We'd love to have your comments on this. We have a motion and a second, so all in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. And then we have item D, consideration and action on approval of change order number 2 to the intergovernmental agreement for the 2014 special purpose local option sales tax to fund Tree Lane subproject. Just by way of background on this, recently Mayor Pro Tem Warner and City Manager Matthew Pepper and I had a meeting with the director of Gwinnett DOT, Louis Cooksey, and several of his deputies, just to check in on development and pain points and things. And Mr. Cooksey made us aware that the county still has money left in their 2014 SPLOS program. And for the city of Snellville, it still had money in there for a project to be done at Tree Lane that never materialized at this date. So the county really wants to get this money paid out and all of these projects off their books. So he offered that we could move those funds to be used at our North and Wisteria Drive road improvement project. So the county will reallocate the funds once we sign this agreement. We'll reallocate the funds from that Tree Lane project over to this North and Wisteria Drive project. With that, is there a motion?
Motion to approve the change order number 2 to the intergovernmental agreement for the 2014 special option local sales tax and fund Tree Lane subproject.
There is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
With a motion and a second, I will ask for the vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 6 in favor with none opposed. So that ends the business portion of the meeting. So we'll move to council reports, and we'll start with Councilmember Norman Carter.
Why do I have to be first? But anyway. Good evening. Pardon my voice. First of all, I'd like to mention Give Hunger the Boot. last week, blessings were pressed down and running over as I had to take a huge supply of goods left by the citizens of Snellville to the Southeast Gwinnett Co-op. In addition, about $41 in U.S. currency. And I'd like to thank all of you who contributed. Let's keep it going. Secondly, I'd like to speak about crime. It's something few of us in leadership like to talk about, but it is around us and we have to deal with it. I was in Louisville last week for a funeral, and I learned that burglars were apprehended by Gwinnett County Police at a Snellville automotive shop. 2 weeks ago at a Tractor Supply store on Highway 78, a woman dragged a police officer a distance with her vehicle, barricaded herself in her home, and armed with a gun, she used her children as a shield in a failed attempt to avoid arrest. 2 weeks ago, 3 local schools had vehicles broken into during school hours. 3 weeks ago, there was an armed robbery at a sports supply store on Scenic Highway. As a council member and former law enforcement officer, I want to do whatever I can to keep you safe in your home, your school, your place of business, and in your travels from place to place. This is why I want our police department to have all of the staffing and tools it needs to keep you safe. In addition, crime suppression must continue to be their priority. There is no greater service they can render than keeping you safe, but you must do your part. Report to the police via 911 or 770-985-3555 any suspicious persons or vehicles loitering around businesses or residences. B, never challenge someone whom you view as acting suspiciously. When you are shopping, do not place your purse in your shopping cart. Look around before using your public ATM. Walk away if you see cars or persons loitering around ATMs. Never leave your motor vehicle running while your vehicle is unoccupied. I know it's cold out, but don't do it. Never leave your gun in your vehicle. People are watching around fitness centers, schools, office buildings for people who lean forward before getting out of their vehicles. And lastly, I'd just like to mention that this is Black History Month. Black history is American history, and every president since Gerald Ford in 1976 has designated February as Black History Month. It's a great month for American history. It's a great month for all of us. And in keeping with my motto of keeping Snellville moving forward together, I am going to make a couple of proposals for this year to make us all feel that we are one here in Snellville and in the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Norman, and we'll go to Councilmember Carrie Hetherington.
Good evening. First, I want to acknowledge Kelly McAloon and her team and the other leadership from Run the Reagan. It was a beautiful day this past weekend. I think it's the first time in several years we've had good weather for Run the Reagan. It was just beautiful out. They did a great job, and I believe they set some record numbers for runners. It was 165, I believe Kelly said, that ran the half marathon. That is longer than it takes me to drive to my office in Duluth, and I am not running to work anytime soon. Also, alongside Go Red Heart Health, right now, this week, February 7th to February 14th, every year is CHD Awareness Week, Congenital Heart Defect Awareness. Congenital meaning present at birth. It is one of the leading causes in children in their first year, leading causes of death in children in the first year of their life. I have some very good friends, Josh and Ashlyn, who lost their son Sawyer at 17 days old. He should turn 10 years old this year. He's got 4 little brothers and sisters that he's never met. So just want to remember those families this week that are facing that now, that have faced that in the past and will in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie, and we'll go to Councilmember Christy Linsky.
I could put the first slide up. I've just got a short slideshow to share with you. The Snellville Youth Commission, because of the support of Mayor and Council and our citizens of Snellville, was able to attend the Youth Forum put on this weekend by Georgia Municipal Association. And I just wanted to take a moment and share some of the activities that they had the opportunity to participate in. Policy development, simulation. They were also able to discuss community placemaking and public art, one of the initiatives that we want to definitely move forward with here in the city of Snellville. And 2 of our students were selected to be attorneys in the mock trial activity that they did on Sunday. Would you go to the next slide? What was really great about this top-notch program is that there was something for the adults, the chaperones. I'm blessed to have an outstanding advisory board that serves the Youth Commission, and they volunteered. They could not wait. The adults could not wait to spend the weekend with teenagers. Can you imagine? They had a special program to help them work on a little bit more outreach in civic engagement. And then just got to throw in a couple of pictures in that last slide and get a sense of what the students brought. Ding, there it is. Yeah, they had a great time, great experience mixing and mingling, collaborating with youth councils all over the state of Georgia. And our goal is to host one of these symposiums, hopefully by the fall of 2024, so coming soon. One of the things I want to mention this week as well, Gwinnett County Public Schools is out on Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday for their midwinter break. So traffic should be really great this weekend. So enjoy that for a few days, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody on Wednesday.
Thank you, Christy. Councilmember Schultz.
Yes, I wanted to follow up to on the Go Red Health Month. I hadn't really planned to say this, so this is all kind of ad lib on my part, but I was very interested to hear in our proclamation that so many women die of heart, that more women die of heart disease than they do of cancer. And so many women that have heart disease don't even realize it. And I was one of those. Just 3 months ago, I had a heart valve replacement. I was fortunate in that whereas Miss Kimberly had to have open heart surgery, I was able to have what they call TAVR, which you may have seen advertisements on TV for it. And they go in through your groin and feed a catheter up and put, in my case, a bovine tissue heart valve in place. But I was one of those, I had no idea. I knew I'd had a heart murmur for a long time, but I just thought, oh, well, I have a heart murmur. And my primary care doctor decided that maybe I should have an ultrasound done just to see. And I went to have the ultrasound done, and a little bit later the nurse came out and said to me, you have severe valve disease and you need to see a cardiologist within 2 weeks. And I was really, really frightened because I just had no idea that I had this going on. I can tell you it didn't turn out to be as worrisome and as scary as I thought it was going to be. Within a couple days, I was out walking our dog a mile because I was determined that I did not want to go to cardiac rehab over in Lawrenceville at Christmas time. I didn't want to submit myself to that drive, so I was determined to walk every day. But I do encourage you, if you had any symptoms at all, get them checked out. The only symptom that I noticed was that when I walked our dog, I got this tightness in my neck and some shortness of breath, but I just had no idea. So I encourage you, if you have any symptoms that you're at all concerned about, get them checked out, because you just never know. And as she said, you want to be around for your family, and so have it checked out. I wanted to tell you that Friday night I volunteered at the Night to Shine event at Church on Main. That was an awesome event. It was an event, they called it a prom night for special needs individuals. The people that attended as the guests ranged in age from 8 to 60, I believe, and there were 200 guests. I worked at the registration table, and it was pretty chaotic trying to get all these people signed in, and everybody was excited, and they were in their prom dresses and their tuxes, and they had an absolute ball. It was a night for them to just enjoy and to be special. They all got crowns and tiaras, so it was quite an event, and I enjoyed being there for it. The only thing I want to mention is we're now accepting applications for both the farmers market and community garden, and those are on our websites, which is snellvillefarmersmarket.com and snellvillecommunitygarden.com. So if you have any interest in either of those, please send an application to us. And thanks for being here. Happy Valentine's Day. This year, Kurt and I will have celebrated 57 Valentine's Days together.
Thank you, Gretchen. Mayor Pro Tem Todd Warner.
It used to be that this was kind of the slow time of the year, and I kind of looked forward to, the holidays are over, and then we really don't have a lot going on, but that isn't the case anymore. It feels like 3 or 4 times a week we're having events, whether it's getting together with our brother and sister cities through GWMA, Gwinnett Municipal Association, or our retreat, which just took a little bite out of our time. But there is just non-stop stuff, so it's kind of hard to decide which to talk about. But I was lucky enough to represent the city this year, January 26th through the 29th, down at the Cities United GMA. It's kind of a mini convention, and was able to sit in on a couple of really, really great conversations, board-led conversations, on everything from housing to transportation to the environment, and really got some great ideas. Really was terrified by some of our legislature members down there. And then on Monday had the great honor of attending a session of the State House and getting my picture made with virtually everybody in the Gwinnett delegation that was there that day. It was a lot of fun. It was really good to have an opportunity to speak to our legislators about some of the legislation that is coming, hopefully not coming our way. They're looking at everything from changing our ability to zone again, to the school zone cameras, the amount of information they have to digest is over a 40-day period, which is actually strung out over a little longer than that, is immense. So we're very lucky that we're able to pace ourselves and get to meet all year long, whereas our friends in the state legislature have a very condensed period of time. So it's very important for us as citizens and us as local elected officials to keep our eye on them and help them when they are being led astray by, oh, I don't know, maybe lobbyists down at the state capitol. Some people call them special interests, but most of those people wear really nice suits and are getting paid a lot of money to stand around down there. So it's important for us to keep an eye on that so our legislature members hear our voice. Yeah, especially the education ones. And with that, I will close my comments, and the mayor will have to cover the other 75 things that happened since our last meeting.
Thank you, Todd, and I'm not covering 75 things. I just want to highlight one item that we did last week. Gwinnett Municipal Association is a group of all of the cities that are in Gwinnett County. You know, there's 16 of them, so it makes for a lot of people. And every other month we have a general meeting, and this past month we had it at Georgia Gwinnett College. And just want to highlight that college, they're going into their 20th year. And Dr. Jan Josephs, the current president, gave a nice update on what's going on at the college. And it really is a phenomenal investment that has been made in this county, not only with the county leadership that helped to push it, and the leadership at the state and the Board of Regents that have allowed that school to be here, located in Gwinnett. It really is a phenomenal thought that we can have a 4-year institution here in our county, so kids can be educated between daycare and preschool to K through 12, technical schools, STEM schools. You've got PCOM, which is the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. So we have a medical facility, medical school here as well, along with GGC and Gwinnett Tech. I mean, all of these great schools give our kids and adults great opportunities to be able to get out and either reinvent themselves or go to school and get a quality education all right here in Gwinnett County. So just a really great, a great thing. We, at our table, 2 of the students there were sitting with us, so we got an opportunity to chat with them, and so it was a fun night. So that will end my mayor's report, and I will open the floor to public comment. If anyone cares to comment, 5 minutes on one topic, please. State your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I will close the public comment and entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
So motion and second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 6 in favor. None opposed, so we are done. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and please be safe going home. And happy Valentine's Day.